I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living rooms. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. My life has value. I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Nightly News begins now. This is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams. And good evening from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, one of the great American cities, but unfortunately for the people who live and work here, it has been virtually emptied out so that Pittsburgh can host the G20 summit of leaders from around the world. The downtown section of this city is desolate. No people, not a car or truck or bus or a boat or a plane overhead. Just police, troops with Humvees and automatic weapons watching over empty streets. This is big event security in our post-9/11 age, which is actually where we begin tonight with this plot the feds believe they have broken up, designed to attack Americans the way we have seen attacks carried out overseas. So before we get to this gathering, we're going to begin tonight with our Justice correspondent Pete Williams in Washington. Pete, good evening.
The FBI today arrested an Illinois man accusing him of planning to drive a car bomb to a federal building in Springfield. He thought he had help from an Al-Qaeda operative, but that person turned out to be an FBI undercover officer, and no actual bomb was involved, Brian.
I can't tell. I can't tell who it is.
Just hold that, Brian. I got it.
No. Who's that? So call him out. Oh, it does come up. No.
You! Why don't you talk about this economic crisis being engineered by the private Federal Reserve banking system? The G20 right now are meeting and looting the American economy. The New World Order made a plan to destroy American national sovereignty by creating this national crisis and starting a one-world government. Why doesn't the mainstream media talk about the Bilderberg group or the New World Order or about how these private Federal Reserve banking systems rule this country? Do your job and forget your corporate sponsors. We know that 5 corporations control almost everything we see and hear on mainstream media. We know the mainstream media is a joke. That's why people go on websites like wearechange.org, Infowars.com. And they do their own research because the American people are not stupid. They're waking up to your lies. We know that the G20, a meeting of the 20 most powerful countries.
Before all the leaders arrived here, and while there are far fewer protesters than there are members of law enforcement and the military, it is a tense evening here in Pittsburgh. All the people in the downtown buildings here, big companies like Alcoa and Mellon Bank, were told not to bother coming to work today. Our own Mike Taibbi has been out in it all day long. Mike, good evening.
The Federal Reserve engineered an economic collapse and has engineered every bubble since the early 1900s to steal the wealth of the middle class.
Good evening, Brian. The protesters have been talking about crashing the G20 party, and here on the route to that party, there have been some tense moments, as you say, and at least 3 arrests, but nothing resembling an actual collision.
This is You Must Leave.
Police fired pepper spray canisters for crowd control when some of the group of several hundred protesters they'd initially allowed to march downtown without a permit stopped following police instructions. There were no reported injuries or significant confrontations.
Raise your right hands.
The city was ready. With the addition of around 1,000 out-of-town police officers sworn in for temporary duty, the total law enforcement contingent of more than 4,000 uniforms, including Pennsylvania National Guard troops, seemed to far outnumber the protesters. Key word there, so far. It of course can turn south in just a minute. One law enforcement source told me today there may only be 1,000 to 2,000 protesters in town, where the plan was and still is to be ready for the worst. Brian?
Mike Taibbi out on the streets of this city. Mike, thanks. And now we turn to the business of this gathering. When we talk about the global recession, that gives you some idea of the atmosphere here. And this host president of this summit, Obama of the United States, comes in here following 2 speeches that now change U.S. foreign policy. Our White House correspondent Savannah Guthrie is with us here in Pittsburgh, along with the protesters. Savannah, good evening.
We've got company. Well, Brian, right on the heels of the UN, world leaders are here looking for initiative from the president on the global financial crisis. And with this frantic pace, it's easy to lose sight of the fact that, as you said, in 24 hours, two big speeches changing U.S. foreign policy.
That's our broadcast for this Thursday night. Thank you for being with us. On behalf of our protester here with the Bullhorn, I'm Brian Williams reporting tonight from Pittsburgh. We hope to see you tomorrow evening back home in New York. Good night.
Get up now and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!